everybody, it's me, Lala. Thanks for stopping by to watch another video. Welcome to my new subscribers and welcome back to my subscribers who have been with me for a while. I appreciate your support of my channel and I hope you enjoy this video. This is a series that I am doing. It is a 6-week series. We are in week 4, so this is my 4th video. On March the 30th, I started to take a dietary supplement to help me with perimenopause and menopause symptoms that I was experiencing, and I started to take REMIFEMIN, and it was suggested to me by a very, very caring friend, and so I checked with my doctor and started to take REMIFEMIN. Just to give you a little bit of background for those of you that are new to Lilleybugglane and to these types of videos, I started perimenopause about 3.5 years ago. My physical symptoms came on about 1.5 years ago. About two months ago now, I went into a second trimester of no menstrual cycles. So my last menstrual cycle was on December the 7th of 2015. So it has been quite a while since I have had a period. We had taken a trip, my husband Chewy and my daughter Louise and I had taken a trip, and 5 weeks ago. And it was a very difficult trip for me, emotionally and mentally. I was not well during that trip at all. And my husband had, said to me quite firmly that I needed to find something or some way to help myself with my symptoms that I was having and my emotional health and my mental health as I was going through perimenopause. And I had reached a point where I was struggling to get through each day, and I did need something. So I was in total agreement. And so it was suggested that I start taking the REMIFEMIN, and I was able to locate it at Walmart, and so I bought some, and March the 30th was my first day that I took the REMIFEMIN. Now, the REMIFEMIN is, it is estrogen-free, so it does not contain any synthetic estrogen or natural estrogen, which means that it is soy-free. It is also, it doesn't contain any hormones, no propylene glycol, artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. And it is listed as a dietary supplement. The active ingredient in REMIFEMIN is black cohosh, and there are many different brands of perimenopause and menopause relief over-the-counter medications that you can take. It just so happens that REMIFEMIN was suggested to me, and that's the brand that I'm going with. I know that you can take black cohosh by itself as an herbal supplement, and that could be an option for me down the road a little bit. I am having great success with the REMIFEMIN, and so I will continue to take this. But at some point, I am very open. I am very open to, exploring the black cohosh just as an herb, taking it, sometime in the future. So, if you are interested in finding out any information about REMIFEMIN or reading more about it in research, you can visit the REMIFEMIN website, and that will, tell you about the product and, give you a little bit of background on perimenopause and menopause. You also can get a $4 off coupon for the purchase of REMIFEMIN, so that's a good thing. I have experienced nothing but positive results on REMIFEMIN. I was very open to the idea of taking something non-prescription. I wasn't really keen on the prescription route. of any kind of perimenopause or menopause relief. I'm just not a prescription medication kind of person. You know, when something goes wrong with me, or I'm struggling, or I'm trying to correct a situation, you know, health-wise, I'm not typically keen on going the prescription medication route. I would rather find something, an old school remedy or an herbal remedy. Not that I am opposed to any kind of conventional Western medicine, but you know, it's always, I just kind of feel like, you know, a lot of things can just be handled, we can handle it rather than going to the doctors. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I was very open to taking something that may relieve or lessen my symptoms that I was experiencing from perimenopause. And I had noticed, I felt I was doing fairly well in managing my symptoms. I had noticed once I had gone over the 3-month mark with no menstrual cycle, that my symptoms kind of ratcheted up a notch. And I don't know if that was because I had kind of crossed over the first trimester threshold without a menstrual cycle. I'm not exactly sure why I felt that ratcheting up of my symptoms, but it was definitely a ratcheting up. I felt very unable to handle my daily life, and you know, it was causing a lot of issues with me, and you know, it started to affect my family and the people around me. So anyway, so the recommended dosage for the REMIFEMIN is 2 tablets a day. I started out on a recommendation that I take 1 tablet a day. So I am taking 1 tablet a day. I take it in the morning with an 8-ounce glass of water. I felt benefits within the first 48 hours. I continue to feel benefits in week 4. One of the things that I have noticed that has gradually improved since I have been taking the REMIFEMIN is my memory has improved. And your memory is something that really is affected by perimenopause and menopause, and I call it menomemory, you know, menopause memory, where you know things and you remember things, but your brain is not allowing you to remember them. Because during perimenopause and menopause, your brain is like so like this. You know what I mean? That you cannot straighten your thoughts out. Your recall isn't good. Your memory's not good. And I'm not talking about mistakenly calling your child by, you know, another child's name, or not remembering where you put your keys. That's just like everyday memory stuff. I mean, I'm talking about like getting in the car and knowing that you're going somewhere, and then not quite thinking, you think to yourself, where am I going? Or, you know, you try to remember a phone number, and you just can't for the life of you remember it. You are supposed to take your child to a doctor's appointment, and you totally don't even remember, and you know, you don't even go to the doctor's appointment. You know, things like that, you know, that you, in your normal state, you should remember, and you do remember. You know, those kinds of things you just can't remember. You just feel like a fog, you know, a fog in your head. And your brain is like really like itchy and tingly. And I've noticed in the 4 weeks that I've been taking the REMIFEMIN that symptom has got, you know, lessened each week that I have been taking it. Now, I am not under the expectation that my symptoms will disappear. I am not under that expectation, and I don't expect them to disappear. What I do expect, and what I have been experiencing, is a lessening of symptoms, or a more manageable level of symptoms, so that I am able to resume my life. I am able to feel more normal, feel more myself, feel less depressed. You know, I have suffered from depression a good majority of my life. And I would say from early teenage years to present day. And I'm not sure if it is a learned behavior that I'm not sure if it was a learned behavior that how it happened, or if it, truly is, like a clinical depression. But as I have gotten older, there have been times when I have been, treading water. That's how I kind of liken it to treading water, depression. And, you're treading water. You're trying to keep your head above the water. Okay? And you're going through each day, and you're treading water, and you're treading water, and you're treading water. And as you're treading water, you become more exhausted. You become more exhausted trying to push back the depression that you feel. You know it's coming. You know you're slipping under the water. You know that, you can't keep this up forever, that you're either going to, pull yourself out of it, or you're just going to sink down into the darkness. And I noticed as I was getting older that with each bout of depression, or each depressive episode that I had, and especially once I got to be 40 and over, that warding off the depressive episode was harder and harder. And if I did let myself slip into the depressive episode, that it became harder and harder to pull myself out of it. Do you know what I mean? And I kind of felt that same way with the perimenopause. It just became so exhausting to me to try and get through each day and keep it together. Because, before I started to take this, I truly thought that I was in trouble. That I was going to just freak out. I was going to go completely wackadoodle. And, it was concerning. It was concerning to Chewy. It was concerning to me. And, it was concerning to a couple of my friends that I had confided in. And it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. And if you're anything like me, you don't want to make yourself vulnerable to people in any way. Because when you're vulnerable, or when you make yourself vulnerable, there is always the possibility that it will be used as a weapon against you, or that it will be minimized, or that, you will be taken in the wrong context. And so, you don't have to go through perimenopause and menopause alone. There are people, there are organizations, your doctors, and, there are herbal and over-the-counter things that you can do, assistance, that will help you get through the rough patches that you may have. Every woman goes through it one way or the other, whether it's a surgical menopause or a non-surgical menopause. Every woman goes through it. And, you know, we can share our experiences together. We can let each other know that what we're feeling is totally normal. And I know that right up until I took this first pill, I know that what I was feeling was normal. Other women have felt the way I felt and felt it at the levels that I felt. So what I was feeling was nothing that was out of the ordinary or unusual. The only thing that would make it extraordinary or, you know, special was the fact that it was happening to me. Do you know what I mean? It's always easy when it's happening to somebody else, but when it happens to you, that's when it becomes like this major deal. And I thought I was handling it well, you know, but that last, you know, that weekend just was not a good weekend. It was not a good weekend for me. And, you know, looking back, you know, I mean, hindsight is always 20/20. But anyway. So the symptom that I have noticed up to week 4, you know, that has been continuing and improving is the fogginess in my brain. You know, the brain fog is lifting. I can remember things now. I don't blow things off. I remember things that people are telling me. Is it like 100%? No, it is not 100%. It is not 100%. I wish it was, but it's not. You know, but my recall is getting better. I'm remembering things that I need to remember, you know, which makes me feel good. It makes me feel more, you know, just more like myself, So week 4, you know, I continue to feel good on week 4, and I cannot thank, excuse me. I think I'm going to sneeze. I'm not going to sneeze. Excuse me. I cannot thank Chewy and my friend enough for just putting it out there that I needed to get a grip on myself. I needed to do something to improve my life and their lives. So thank you to both of them. I just cannot, I cannot. And you know, I know people that are going through, women that are going through the change, perimenopause, and this is the first thing I'm telling them. You don't have to do it right away. You don't have to do it as soon as your symptoms start up. You'll know when you need this. And just know that there are products out there like this that can help you. So week 4, I'm having good results. I will continue to update you for 2 more weeks. Give it a good 6 weeks to see what kind of results that I get. If you are at all interested in this product, there are restrictions as to who can take it, and there are warnings about taking this medication, which you can read about on the REMIFEMIN website, www.remifemin.com. If you have any questions for me about this product, I would be happy to try and answer them for you. You can leave them down in the comments. And, you know, if you are experiencing perimenopause or menopause symptoms and they are becoming too much for you to handle, you know, please know that you are not alone. You are not alone. And that is one of the most important things that I want everybody to know. So far so good. I'm happy. I hope you guys, I want to thank everybody for your support as I've been doing this series. You know, it's important for me to let people know that, you know, what you're feeling or what you're thinking does not make you a freak. and it is totally normal. And, you know, I just want people to know that, you know, let's not be quiet about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate your support of my channel, and I appreciate your support of me. I hope everybody is happy, healthy, and safe, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for stopping by.